I guess we got to clinch it in week 18. Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? It's Keen. We're back. We're in the building with another video. Shout out to everyone that's watching and has subscribed to the channel. But if you've not yet subscribed, I suggest you hit that bell for all the notifications to let you know when I do go live and upload videos such as this one. I got you covered. Whether it's the Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, and those Flyers. Now let's get into it. First off, definitely want to send my thoughts and prayers to the Hamlin family out there in Buffalo. Prayers up to everyone over there in Buffalo and the Hamlin family. But let's talk about week 17. Week 17 was supposed to be the week that the Philadelphia Eagles get the one win they needed to clinch the East and number one overall. Didn't happen that way. Eagles fall yet again. Two losses in a row to the New Orleans Saints, 20-10. It was bad. It has some bright spots. It has some low moments, but yeah, it didn't go our way. Firstly, especially in that first half. But this video today, again, studs and duds of week 17 against the Saints. The first one, we're gonna start with the studs. And I know, Key, what are you talking about? In the loss, there were studs, of course. There's some good high and lows in this game. And I'm going to talk about the positives first. We got Hassan Reddick moves to number 2 in the league with sacks, just right behind Joey Bosa at 16 sacks. He had 5 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 QB hits. So Hassan Reddick definitely had a bright spot on his defense. Devontae Smith, 9 receptions, 115 yards. Now, when Minshew was able to throw the ball, Devontae Smith definitely was open, and he did his job, and it was clutch in the moments as always. AJ Brown. AJ Brown had that 76-yard bomb and a touchdown. Definitely, AJ Brown was a stud on this list. Brandon Graham was another one. He did get his sack to become the 4th Eagle to have 4+ players on the team with 10-digit sack with double-digit sacks. Brandon Graham, 3 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 QB hits, and also 2 tackles for loss. Definitely, there are your bright spots of uh, the Eagles. Now let's talk about the negative stuff. Jonathan Gannon. For some reason, I don't understand why you play this soft coverage and allow yardage down the field. It happened against Chicago and Justin Fields. We saw what Dak Prescott did in Dallas. And now you let the Saints, Andy Dalton, and Taysom Hill cook us in the first half and also some of the second half of this game. But I can say you did make adjustments in the second half. Yes, we can get to the quarterback and sack the quarterback, but we cannot stop the receivers downfield, middle of the field, and that's going to be a liability. That is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem moving on into the playoffs. Number 2, Shane Steichen. For another week in a row, I just don't understand why you're calling these play calls. Remember, we have 1,000-yard running back on our team. Did you forget his name was Miles Sanders? Did you forget this man? When we started running the ball, what happened? Offense moved. We stopped running the ball. 15 total rushing attempts. 15. And again, the score, we was only down either 10 or 13 at the time. We started running the ball and it was working. I don't know what your play calling is going to be. And again, we can't have this getting into the playoffs if we want to get deeper into the playoffs. Can't have this. Kaiser White, I don't usually call his name on the dud list, but yes, he did have 7 tackles, but he definitely was a liability in the pass coverage. And the number one guy, Gardner Minshew. Eagles next year, if we're gonna, God forbid something happens to Jalen again next year, we're gonna need a good quality backup. 3 turnovers in the last 2 games, especially that pick six, definitely killed the momentum. It just felt like this game he forgot how to play football. Last week he looked pretty good, over 300 yards. He just looked like this week he could not play football. But again, we are wrapping things up in week 18 against the Giants. It's going to be a 425 game. Jalen Hurts and the whole starting crew will be back. CJ is coming back. No Lane Johnson again and no Avonte Maddox. At least we get CJ back in the lineup and Jalen Hurts to close out this game and a win to take the East. Because if not, Dallas and San Fran is right there to swoop up things, and Dallas definitely could clinch everything. So let me know what you think in the comments. Who's your studs? Who's your duds? And as always, guys, I'm building another video.